Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurs and dreamers. Welcome to an electrifying episode of eSelf NIT Raurkela podcast. Today, we have the privilege of diving into the captivating world of the business growth, digital wizardry. I'm your host, Bhaskar Singh, with my co host, Gautam, and we are beyond thrilled to introduce our remarkable guest, a true maverick in the realm of entrepreneurship, Thanga Vel Puhal, sir, CEO of DigiNadu.com, hailing from the picturesque town of Tirunelveli and making whips globally. Thanga Vel, sir, is not just a CEO, but a visionary orchestrating a symphony of success for brands far and wide. With a tech-savvy heart and entrepreneurial soul, so fasten your seatbelts and get ready to uncover the secrets behind the turning dreams into the digital dynamite and how a small-time CEO is leaving his mark on the global stage.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, Thanga, sir.
Thank you for the introduction. Yes.
Wow. So, after this great introduction, Thanga, sir, let's dive into the basics of what are we here for, right? So, first up, we are here, we at ESL of NIT Raurkela at this podcast of what the idea. What we aim to do is we aim to introduce entrepreneurs like you to the common people outside, right? People only have heard the term entrepreneurs in the latest big ticket television shows like Shark Tank and everything, but they don't know what the backstory behind an entrepreneur is. It's not all lights and all cameras and all fancy cars and fancy shops. It's a struggle. It's a struggle for 5 years. But before that, let's dive into the basics. How would you introduce yourself and your company DigiNadu to a 5-year-old? Like a 5-year-old sitting in Kashmir, how would he know what you are and what you do basically?
Yeah. So basically, my name is Thanga Vel Puhal, so CEO of DigiNadu. So we are basically into digital growth consulting. So we help companies to grow digitally. So we set up marketing and sales process to scale their existing business. So this is what we do. So when it comes to the market and when it comes to the target audience, right? So we started from a tier two place. Basically, I'm from a tier two city, Tirunelveli, but most of our clients we acquire from other countries. I mean, from other part of countries, including US, UK, Sweden, and other Dubai, I mean UAE countries. So the basic thing that we follow is that despite the matter that we are rising from tier 2 or tier 3, when we start acquiring the fundamentals of fundamental skills of for running a business, I think we can able to enter into any market that matters, any global market that matters. So that is what I strongly believe in. So that is our strong vision, Tirunelveli to Silicon Valley. It means that a person who is coming from tier 2 or tier 3, if he has the capability to adapt to the world, he can able to reach to the global market. So that is what our vision is all about. So that is how I think it's better to people know me with my vision, Tirunelveli to Silicon. Yes.
Okay, wow. Great vision, I think. Um, Very inspiring one, I guess. From a tier two city, a boy just rising out with just by learning fundamentals, you can go anywhere, any place in the world to Silicon Valley. And Silicon Valley, I hope, is the dream of almost all entrepreneurs out here. So great mission, sir. Bhaskar bhai, please ask the next question.
Sir, what inspired you to establish DigiNadu.com and what are the unique approach you set up?
Okay, so basically, when it comes to to keep a short backstory, so I'm a common man with a common dream of every
Yeah.
college going kid. Like I want to get a degree and I want to settle in life. So that was my dream till 2012. So I lost my dad when I was young. So during my childhood, I mean during my growth days, my mom never ever praised about my dad. To be honest, because in 1990s, my father quit his government job and started a small rice mill in Tiruchendur. It's a small town in nearby Tirunelveli. So whole family is against his whole family was against his decision of quitting a government job in 90s. Is not at all an easy job. I mean easy thing, right? So the whole family is against his decision. But after struggling for 5 to 7 years, when the business was about to rise high, he met with an accident. He lost his life in a bus accident. So my family is totally disappointed because we haven't able to enjoy the fruit that we have sown. Even after that, because of that rice mill, me and my three sisters, I'm the last son in the family. We grew up. So my sister, everyone got settled. One is a bank manager, another one is finance manager, and another one is a software engineer. And I'm the last black sheep of the family as an entrepreneur. Okay. So this is how my journey started. But till this 2012, I didn't know much about the backstory of my dad. So when I was visiting one of my relatives' home, he actually told the real story behind my father. He told that your father was an inspiring person for many people from that village. He was actually working in a government jobs, and then he quit that job and started a rice mill. And even during the last day of death, actually he was about to buy some parts for that rice mill. So when he was explaining that story to me, my tears started rolling out. So that was the day I started realizing how inspiring my dad was and what I'm doing with my life. Till that date, I was a common man. I just want to get into professor job, and I want to settle in life with the basic thing. But at that point of time, I realized I want to become an entrepreneur in a way that I can able to inspire and raise many entrepreneurs along with me. That was my life mission. On that day, I decided that, and that is how the journey started. And I joined in a corporate company after completing my degree. Within 6 months, I realized this is not my cup of tea. I quit that job and joined in a startup. I think 2 or 3 year old startup. We worked in a very small 2 BHK. That is where I learned the fundamentals of business. To be honest, I'm grateful for that thing. In today's generation, I recommend if you really want to learn the fundamentals of business, go and work for a startup. That's the best way to learn the fundamentals, be it skills or be it business. You can able to acquire maximum skills when you work for a startup. So that is how my entrepreneurship journey started. And then after working there, I gained experience and then became an independent consultant to set up marketing and sales process. Then we became a company, and that is how Diginado started. So the underlying vision is this: we help. We believe that helping others grow is the only way to grow. So that is how our philosophy goes. Yes.
Wow, I think a great philosophy, and I think we finally get to know how Thangas's entrepreneurship blood came into effect. I think his father was was I think one of the greatest entrepreneurs, not by terms of scale. I think time did not allow it, but by terms of risk, I think quitting a government job back in the 1990s and starting something of his own, be it anything, be it a rice mill or a tech company, is something phenomenal. And I think Thanga sir's entrepreneurship blood came from his father. So salute to his father and salute to you, sir. Now, sir, my question would be, you being an entrepreneur, and sir, entrepreneur, the word entrepreneurship has been on the hype lately before the
Correct.
funding winter. And now after the funding winter, I don't know where it has gone suddenly. But like for a young entrepreneur sitting in a tier 3 city, like I know you're from a tier 2 city as well, could you like elaborate on your journey from starting, from thinking in the mind to starting to start Diginadu, to actually starting it and to actually scaling it? What was your journey behind? What were your struggles? And what could a person, a legit a 16-year-old or a 17-year-old sitting in a tier 3 city in some remotest part of the country get to learn from this and then ultimately implement that same learnings and lessons in his life?
Okay. So when it comes to the struggles, I think struggles are going to be the fundamental pillars of your growth. If you really think you want to create a strong foundation, then I think struggles is inevitable in your journey. So when I started, being a first, in fact, I told my father was an entrepreneur, but after his MSB, my mom sold that particular rice mill to my relative, and she was running that rice mill. So technically, I'm a first gen entrepreneur without any background support. So when you are coming into entrepreneurship without any background support, be it finance or be it any moral support or be it any kind of support, we will be very high. We should be highly cautious whenever we take decisions. I think we should be very cautious about entrepreneurship. The first step is that before getting into the entrepreneurship, we should start enhancing our existing skills. So in entrepreneurship, we should do two things. We should know what we know, and we should also know what we don't know. So when we know these two things, we can actually get into the game of entrepreneurship. Okay, I know marketing, or I know creative, or I know technology. So whatever the area you might have for personal expertise, and what are the areas you don't know? Maybe you don't know sales, or maybe you don't know any particular department. So you should know that. Then once you understand that, you should start strengthening your strengths and start delegating the weakness side of your the weaker side, so that it will give you the right balance to get into the entrepreneurship. And the next most struggle is that, as I told you, since there is no background for its first generation entrepreneur, it's highly important to network with people. The network is your network, like everyone said. But for a tier two or tier three entrepreneur, I think network is the source and blood of the business. So before even getting into the business, I started consulting as an individual consultant. I consulted more than 100 plus clients individually. When we started as a company, already I have got a clients of around 100 plus. So it's very easy for us to build a business if we have a base model. In current technical term, you can call it as MVP, right? So in
MVP.
technology or other things, you call it as MVP. But for
Yeah.
a service-based company, if you can able to serve a small set of clients, and I call it as that is called as minimum MVS, minimum viable service. So how you get a client and how you deliver it. So that is how you create the fundamental thing. And second is the network, and the third one is like how we were going to build a team. That is, I call it as like people skills. The first one is like your personal strength, second one is the network, third one is the people skill. Because when you are a startup, no one will come to work for you. We have to accept the fact, you have to understand that, because you may be running your business in a 2 bhk, or you may be running your business in an incubation cell. So whatever the possible resources you have, you will be running that. But you should be knowing that no people will come and work for you. So in order to attract the talents, your vision is the only attracting factor. When I started my company, the only thing I had was uh, vision Tirunelveli to Silicon Valley. I didn't have any other thing. I didn't have any background funding or any background thing. I had my marketing and sales skill, and other side I had the vision. So when you combine this and put together, I think you will start attracting good people towards you. Then we have to start nurturing it. I think these three things will be the topmost thing. And finally, I mean, as everyone says, money. But in business, I believe money is the last problem to solve in a business.
Yeah.
Because when we have a strong skill set, when you have right set of network, and when you have the right people, and finally we have to solve the money problem. So since we got into service segment, I think we didn't require that much of money to kickstart and take it to the next level. But we started building trust and network equally, and that is how we acquired other stuff. I think these four areas will be the major struggles for any business, be it a small startup or be it a billion-dollar company. The product or service trend, and the network, and the people, how we build and scale people, and finally the money, financial part. I think these four will be the major thing. But I think once you start building this your personal skill, you will attract the right set of network. When you have the right set of network, you will attract the right set of people. And when you have all these three, automatically money will come to your table. I think this is the best way, the best possible way I found it to run a business. Yes.
Right. Sir, a couple of things actually I just picked up from your answer. You gave me a very detailed answer that you gave us. Uh, First thing, sir, you told that whenever you're working on a startup, you might be working out of a 2 BHK or an incubation cell, and people don't want to work for you. That's something that I'm relating to like exactly right now, because I am just starting a startup, and really hiring a tech team, hiring a design team, it's legit. It's not easy. People don't want to work for you. People don't want to work for free. They want something in return, and that's something we cannot give you. So they need to love the vision, and to make them fall in
Correct.
love with the vision, you need to legit sell them the product. For I don't know how, but you have to sell them the product somehow. You just have to sell them the vision. I think that's something I relate to like pretty much on a personal level. And sir, I've just got a couple of questions for you based on the answer. So you told that there are two things you should know: the things you know and the things you don't know. Well, knowing the things you know is something relatively very easy compared to knowing the things you don't know. So number one, as a teenager or as a young in your early 20s, we do not recognize our weaknesses. So how do we come to a point where we are like, okay, this is a thing I don't know, and this is something either I need to learn, number one, or I need to delegate. Because we as young bloods, we are like sab kuch khud kar lenge. Everything can be done by ourselves and everything. But the fact is, a startup cannot be run by a single person. It needs to be delegated. You need to have a team around you. How do we get on a level like, okay, this is something I don't know? How do we get on that personal acceptance that, okay, this is something we don't know, and let's delegate this out? How do we do that?
Okay. Okay. So to understand, I mean, to keep the answer simple. Okay. So let's say you are running from the point A to point B. Okay. So in order to reach point B, first you should know where you are. Okay, so that's the first thing, where you are. It is easy to find, like where you are, finding where you are is very easy to find. Okay, I'm here. Okay. Second thing you should know is that where you want to go. Only when you have the clarity of where you want to go, then only you can able to find what is the skills that you have, and what are the skills that you don't have. Okay, so these two things will help you to identify your strength and weaknesses. Let's say you are going to run a technology company. Okay, today I'm a teenager. I have only a certain set of skills. That is my current position. Okay, and what is your vision, or what is your point to be? So I want to become a technology product company, or I want to become a service company, or I want to become an agri-tech company. Once you decided, okay, I want to become an agri-tech company, it's very easy for you to understand what are all the skills that you require to run the business. Okay, so the understanding the point B is very crucial here. Most people, that's the major mistake people do, is that people fail not because of they don't have skills or they don't have support. People majorly fail because of they lack focus. They lack clarity. So be it any incubation center, or be it any business that matter, you have to focus more on the clarity, that where I am and where I want to go. Okay, so once you understand that you want to become a tech company, then it is easy to understand your existing things. To keep even more simple terms, you have to start learning more case studies. Try to study maximum number of case studies that you can, which are freely available on the internet. Okay, learn about the success, learn about the failures, learn about struggling companies, learn about people who are into the same industry as like you. It is the easiest way to understand the industry, so that you can easily find out, okay, these are all the skills that you have. The moment you realize, okay, I want to become a tech company, assume that you are following 10 technology companies. Okay, you are following the CEOs of 10 technology companies, and when you are learning that, okay, there is a creative department, there is an operation, there is a HR, there is a sales department. So let's take agree, the operation plays the major role. Let's take fintech. So the back end technology plays the major role, and the other compliances will be the major role. When you know that, now you know what are the skills I want to enhance. Correct. So I think this is what I mean, this is how you bring the clarity, and this is how you find your strength and weakness. Once you find these are all the areas you want to improve, automatically you can approach the right person to get the right knowledge through mentorship. And I will tell you an interesting thing. Okay, people don't get what they want because they actually don't know what they want. That's it. So that's the thing. Yeah.
Wow, I think the one
Very
liner is,
wonderful.
what a wonderful line.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, as you are a very clear visionary, so I just wanted to know, in this entrepreneurial journey, what was the often challenges which you faced and the major obstacle that you encountered and the strategies you wanted to tell to the other employees or the entrepreneurs who are seeking to reach for the more?
Okay, okay. I think when it comes to entrepreneurship, I mean, the struggles will be different in different stages. When I started,
Yeah.
understanding the market will be the major problem. Understanding the target segment and then the product market fit. It's the second major challenge, and then managing the finances, that's the third major thing. So these challenges will keep on vary from stages to stage, but as I told you at the beginning, be it any business, try to focus on these four things. First thing is that your personal capabilities, your personal strength and weakness, that is the fundamental thing. So as long as you know your strength and weakness, you can keep improving it. You can obviously you can move forward. The second thing, as I told, be in the network. I mean, as long as you are I mean surrounding yourself with the right set of people, they will keep giving you enough insights, enough knowledge, enough guidance, so that obviously the journey is going to be tough. Obviously we should know that yes, the journey is going to be harder than we expect, but these people will help you to smoothen the journey. So that's the second thing. And third thing, as I said, is people skills. I mean, this is where the major conflict arises, because as an individual entrepreneur, you haven't built a team before. First time, remember, always remember, when one or more, I mean, more than two people are coming towards the vision, that definitely you will face conflicts. Definitely there will be differences. Definitely there will be expectation. Even you know that if there are two kids, two siblings in a family, you know what kind of differences you have, what kind of fights you have among yourself. Now putting a team together, and everyone will have different tastes, different culture, different set of upbringing, different set of backgrounds. We want to we want to put everyone in the same line and move them towards the vision. That's going to be really challenging one. So I think the people skill will play the major role, but you will learn it on the go. Okay. And finally, the finances, like always have, recently I have written a post like, listen to your CFO, listen to your HR. That should be the best growth strategy you can take. At least if you cannot even hire a CFO, at least seek for the guidance of the existing CFO and mentorship of a CFO. CFOs will give you the bloodstream of your business. Okay, this how long you can able to survive, how long you can able to there in the business. So the CFO will define that. And then HRs. When you start speaking with senior HRs, they will actually, shorten your struggles, shorten your new experiments. So I think these two these two people will play a major role when it comes to growing a company. If you're a small startup, if you don't have a CFO or HR, doesn't matter, but start getting advisors and insights from many HRs. Start getting insights from many CFOs. That will give you the clarity. I think definitely you have to pass through these four things: your personal strength and weakness, your network, and your people skill, and the finances. Yes.
Right, sir. Thank you for the answer. And I was looking at one of your LinkedIn posts that you just put out today. So the LinkedIn post says that during your school days, you started learning sales by selling white papers for your classmates, selling ink and maps for exams. Then you were selling Bhagavad Gita books on the roads of Kanyakumari and Tirunelveli. And then you started selling deals when you grew up. Now you sell your vision to inspire more people to go forward. And the line is, for me, sales is not just a job, it's the art of communicating solutions beautifully. I think like I think just reading this post and getting to know the world in general from being an entrepreneur. Though I'm not a big entrepreneur, I'm just getting started. But I think one of the things that I got to understand is sales is the major part of the job. Sales is a very major part of the job. If you can sell your dreams, you can sell your product, you have to sell your vision, you have to sell something to everyone so that your startup or you grow successful, right? how how does a person, like in India, the education system is literally, they do not teach sales, they do not teach finances. I'm not here to rant about the education system, but that's the truth. We are not taught sales skills. Like the first sales skills I probably learned was from this movie, The Wolf of Wall Street. I think that's the first time I legit saw a person selling his vision to someone else and selling his pink chip stocks to someone else. Like that's what sales is, right? To present something beautifully. So how does a kid or a teenager or any aspiring person, because sales is not just for entrepreneurship, it's for every aspect of life, right? So how does a person learn sales as a basic skill to just go through life?
Okay, so I mean, thank you for bringing that post actually. So if you can closely look at that post, be it any part of life, a businessman sell the solution, an employee sell his skills, a politician sell his promises. So there are a lot of the sales is not just a skill; it's actually ingredient of almost all parts of professions. So you have to be there. Even a baby needs to cry to get the milk, right? So it's a sales process. The way the baby communicates with the mother is that okay, I need it, and this is what the problem I'm facing. So so it is going to be the fundamental skill. So when it comes to sales, I recommend people that you should not think sales as a process. You start taking sales as exchange of values. So I always give a best example of a doctor. So people whoever want to become a legit, a good salesperson, they should learn from the doctors, because doctors don't sell anything. They try to educate their patients. They try to give the comfort. Okay, you are in the right place. I am there for you. So that is the level of sales skill we should have. I mean, whenever you approach a doctor, and he don't say that okay, buy so and so medicines, so and so treatments. First, he will try to explain you. Let's assume that you are going to a dentist. So you go there and say, "Sir, I am having a pain." So already you are approaching a doctor and stating that you are having a pain. The doctor will explain you what is the cause of the pain. He will explain you, "Sir, this is the root canal. So this is where it get affected. So this is the reason for your pain. The top layer got infected." So when the doctor start educating you, you will get the trust with the doctor, right? So that's where the trust builds. Already you know that you are in pain and you are having a problem in your tooth, but why the doctor is dissecting things? You are not going to do a surgery, you're not going to do a next treatment for someone, right? But why he is educating you? That will give you the confidence, that will build the trust with the doctor. That's the first part. And second part is that he just recommend. So so once he simplify your problem, you get the trust, then he give you the recommendation. So we can put a crown over there, we can put a silver crown over there, we can put so and so crown over there to solve your pain. So the moment you start doing that, the next thing that comes into picture is that you buy the service. You are not sold, you buy the service. So you definitely look for the recommendation and thing. So assume that if suddenly when you are approaching a doctor, he or she says, "Sir, you have to buy in so and so things, these are all the benefits," you get I mean, you get shocked. What is he trying to do, right? So if you really want to understand the real a genuine sales process, you have to learn from the doctors, and that is a service. When you start seeing sales as a service, you don't try to push your product. You start understanding your customer, and you have to check whether he really need your product. There are times when we find that our product or our solutions don't match the customer. We have to genuinely say, "Sorry, sir, this product is not for you. You can go to that competitor or that person. There I am the right solution." If you have the guts and if you have the value system to do that, trust me, lifetime, that customer or the prospect don't forget you. Definitely, he will give you two or three other business. I think that is the level of depth of sales in terms of value system that we have to follow. In recent days, many people have made sales as a bad word. They are trying to sell. Are they trying to sell? That's a bad. Actually, it's a service, right? When you are good at something, it's your moral. My mentor used to tell me, if you're really good at something, it's your moral responsibility to sell your service or product. Because someone with bad product or bad service with good marketing skills and sales skill will occupy the market. So if you feel you have a good product or service, then it's your moral responsibility to there in the market and sell it. Yes.
I think this answer really shows the depth to which Mr. Thanga sir has actually gone on into human psychology and the way he loves his services. Because I think that's a very mature statement that if my product is not for you, please go somewhere else. That's actually caring for the
Correct.
customer, and I think one of the best sales skills anyone can teach you. So live on this podcast, ladies and gentlemen, you just got a sales skills 101 where you can literally build trust among your customers by just simply caring about them and telling them the truth. So, Bhaskar bhai, let's go with the next question.
You had a very vision of taking regional brands to the global market. So, could you explain the significance of this vision and how you plan to achieve it, and what are the key strategies for this? Just
Okay.
wanted to
So
know.
okay, okay. So when it comes to, I will tell you, it's not about regional or global. It's all
Yeah.
about how authentic the solution is, how helpful a solution or your product is. That's the first thing. So assume that I have met many entrepreneurs. Whenever I meet women entrepreneurs, they are making actually homemade masalas in their home, and they feel that they are actually supplying to the small set of people surrounding their area. I tell them, do you know that your masalas are best and the best than the top leaders in the market? I asked them. They say that yes. We many times we felt that masala. I mean, our masala is better than even the top brands in the country. So that's what I tell them. So if you when you feel that you have an authentic product or service, then I believe that that kind of brand should reach the global market. So that is the first thing, because when a brand with a global marketing strategy can able to enter India, and they can able to establish all the branches and franchises all over the market. Even some products are not even compatible with our
Yeah.
I mean our environment. We have started adapted to it. So
Hmm.
I believe that if they can able to do that, then why can't us? So that is my first thing. So if you feel you have an authentic product or service, then you can always look up to the global market. I mean, think global. That's what. Think global, go local. So that's the secret. And the second thing is that, okay, we started understanding the market segment, and then we have to do is start understanding the feedback of the customer. So once you start understanding the feedback from the customer, you start improving the process, improving the product. So that is how the brand evolve. So that is the next level of entrepreneurship. So whenever a business person comes into business, when they launch the product or the service, obviously you will be getting a lot of negative feedbacks from the customer side. They sometimes you may get happy or unhappy. Yeah, can you imagine a global brand with a lot of technical support, lot of customer support? If you visit their Twitter page, there are a lot of complaints over there, even for a bigger brand. Then imagine as a small brand, you are first time coming into the business. If you are getting negative feedback, it's okay. You have to take it as a feedback and try to resolve it. You should not get discouraged by it. So that's why most people don't market themselves. Most of the people get discouraged when they start getting the negative feedback. So you have to take it as a negative feedback only when you are not ready to resolve it. As long as you are open to solve it, it is a feedback. I should not even say it's a negative feedback, right? So you
Yeah.
start doing that, and once you start understanding the feedback and start improving it, obviously you can take it to the next level. And coming to the key strategies, I would say, I mean, learn from the existing players. That is the very easiest way, very affordable way to learn as a startup. Don't reinvent the wheel when you start. That's what whenever I speak with my people, I say that don't reinvent the wheel. As long as you don't disturb their business, as long as you are doing it morally, as long as you are doing it legally, it's okay to do. Okay. So you have to understand the existing strategy. So recently, one of the soap manufacturing company approached us. We told them that try to understand the market, existing how the market is working. Try to understand the leaders, market leaders over there, so that you can avoid a lot of mistakes from them. And we also advised him to learn from the startups. He's a mid-sized company, so you should learn from the top players to understand the marketing strategies. We should also learn from the newbies, new startups. They will have cost effective strategies. We have to learn
Yeah.
from that. Whenever, whatever business you mean, you should know at least 12 set of competitors or market players in your industry, what they do, who their founders are, what is the market size they have, what is their existing marketing strategy, sales strategy, internal organization structure. So you should understand that, you should know that, you should learn that. Only when you learn all these stuffs, you feel that okay, this is what it is, and this is where I am. These are all the areas I will be. I think this key strategy will change your game. You can keep learning from existing brands to establish it. And the next thing is that even I have written a separate post for how to enter a global market for a B2B companies. So I would say that when you enter a country, when you enter a new country, most people do this mistake. Let's say if you take India, assume that you are talking to a person from let's say Chennai or Bangalore. Suddenly you will say, let's say you are talking to a Bangalore person, he will say, "Oh, India is a highly traffic country. I mean, it's full of technology companies." Then what will be your thought process? Okay, India is best for technology companies, and India is full of traffic. That is your first assumption. And then you are speaking with another person from North India, then the perception will change. Okay,
Yeah.
India means full of manufacturing companies, it's full of traffic, and that perception change. So I recommend when you target a new country, speak with different set of people, have 3 or 4 different set of locations, and speak with common people. That is how you understand the market. Speak with experts to understand the industry. Speak with common people to understand the market. An IT guy will say now Java is rising. I mean, Node.js is rising, and these are all the technologies now, upcoming technology. This is all the technology person. But when you speak with the tea seller, he will tell you the exact market. Okay, he will say these are all the areas that you can able to find tech companies, these are all the areas you can able to find manufacturing companies, and this is the real market. People will be ready to spend 10 to 15 rupees for a tea seller. So this is the real time lesson that you can able to get. So when you want to enter a country, don't take it as a country, take 3 or 4 top locations and speak with different set of people, and then you understand the market, then that is how you do. Yes.
Um, Sir, actually, here I go. I think I'm being a bit selfish here, but I would like to ask a personal question. It is a learning for everyone, but a bit personal question for me. Sir, in the starting stages, how do we take customer feedback? Because frankly, when you have a product, sometimes you need customer feedback to know what the differentiator of a product could be, because you don't exactly know, like, for I'll just give a context. I'm building a B2B company. So what exactly are the problems that the business is facing is something that I need to know when I talk to that business, like in person. How do I get those companies to actually talk to me and actually tell me their problems so that I can, be of value to them? Because as for them, they're just seeing a random 20-year-old trying to build something. Like, there can be hundreds of such people, and they don't want to give their valuable time to each and every 20-year-old trying to build something. How do I get them to actually think that, okay, this guy is aiming to build something, and let's give him some time for that?
Uh, I mean, I think you come at the right point. The first thing is that I recommend be it any person who is getting into the segment, you have to understand about learn more about the industry. You should have the depth knowledge about the industry before understanding about their problem. Let's say you are coming to me, and if you want to talk to me about the technology problems or the growth strategies that you want to talk, you have to spend a lot of time to understand the market first. So when you have in-depth knowledge about the industry, you can able to ask right questions. Okay, so you can able to understand depth of a person not from the answer he gives, but from the questions he asks, right? So the moment you ask the question, the opposite person can easily able to sense what is the level of dedication you have towards your craft or industry. Assume that first time you are meeting me and you started talking about the very fundamental question. Obviously, my thought process or the entrepreneur thought process will be okay. These guys are having the energy and they are trying to do something. Let's encourage them. This will be my first thought process. But even in the interview itself, you are trying to understand about my profile, what I have written, and what is the value I'm trying to bring. You are learning about my background, and then when you are asking the right questions, I feel that okay, these guys are serious about what they do. Okay, so the only way to show the other person that you are serious is to deep study, go deep into the subject. Only then you can able to ask the right question. That's what I'm saying. If people want to respect you, doesn't matter you are 18-year or 20-year-old. If you ask the right question or the deep question, people will love to answer you. But if you are going to write a common mail, hi sir, please tell me what are all the problems that you are facing in your business. Obviously, I'm going to say sorry, brother, I don't have time, right? But if you are saying, hi sir, I'm talking with more than 10 plus CEOs. I found that in the fintech industry, there is a specific loss in customer acquisition from 10 to 20 percentage. May you know what is the challenge, exact challenge you are facing? If you can share that, we are also ready to share the insights when we complete this survey. So by doing that, you are giving a favor. You are doing a favor to the person who is giving you the answer, right? And also you are getting the favor by helping him, right? So this is how you have to be. If you really want to understand the knowledge of a person, we should listen to the quality of the questions he has. The moment the questions, I mean, you throw the questions, the opposite person will understand the level of knowledge that you have. It is not that you are trying to prove yourself. It is a different thing. I'm not trying to prove yourself. I'm saying to prove yourself. I'm trying to say, try to understand the
Understand.
industry. Go deep into their industry. That's the easiest way to create that trust. Yeah.
Bhaskar bhai, let's go with the next question.
Let's have some fun question as we have gone in very depth. So let's have a fun question, sir. I just wanted to, since you are a very clear tech savvy, so if your life had a software update, what would be the new feature it would come with?
Okay. So I would say the people. I mean, I want to understand the intention of people. I want to learn people by seeing their face. If I have the software update right, I mean, I
Yeah,
will be the blessed person to do that. So definitely, I think that feature will help me understanding people, because throughout these years, if one thing is very hard to learn is that trying to understand people. I mean, what they want actually. Because honestly telling you, people don't say what they actually want. We should not take
yeah,
the expectations right. When the particularly you can find this in relationships, right? When a girl says, "I want this," it means that you should be very curious. Oh, whether she needs it or not, whether she likes it or not. When you ask for a permission, shall I go for a movie? Okay, okay, you can go. How will you take that answer? Is she saying, is she allowing me to go, or is she asking me to take her, or is she not want to? She doesn't like to be there with her. So it's very very complex, right? So I love to have that particular software update. It's very helpful for entrepreneurship and particularly for family people also, I mean, family men.
Right. Sir, I say this answer has prompted me to ask you a very spicy question. Being in college now, this is the question that I would have loved to ask. So, you have done your engineering from Anna University, right?
yeah.
Now, sir,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so being in one of the premier institutes of the country, you also face the 4 years of engineering tragedy that we are facing right now. So, can you tell us anything spicy and memorable from your college life that you are like, okay, this is something that I'm going to tell my
Yeah,
grandchildren one day?
I mean, you are asking about an incident, huh?
yeah,
Any incident, any person, incident, anything.
Okay. I think I think I don't know how many people are going to answer. So I will tell you my personal experience. Right? I mean, I was a catering boy. I was working as a part-time catering boy. I was serving in weddings during my I mean, evening times or during functions. I work as a catering. Okay. So there is a place called Alagya Mandapam in Kanyakumari. My friends used to, from my friend who is the event organizer, who used to take me to all these jobs that will fetch me the part-time money. So on a particular event, I was very lean during my college days. I cannot able to lift, heavy vessels. So on the particular event, my friend was late. The other organizer, asked me to pour this particular curry over the
For the
audience. I mean, to the
peoples.
guest over there. Correct. Okay. When I was serving it, I have to move fast. But due to the imbalance, when I was pouring, one of the part spilled on the shirt of the particular guest. Okay. The moment he got that, he shouted me in a bad word, a famous bad word from that location, Kanyakumari. On that particular day I realized that I can't even able to, I mean, when the person was shouting at me, I can't even able to leave the job leave the job, because it was a 250 rupees job for me. But I cannot able to keep that curry vessel over there, and I cannot walk away, because that 250 rupees was very valuable for me. That night I went home and cried a lot. Till that point of time, I didn't realize money was very important to me. But that day I realized money is so important to me, at least to have a self-esteem. Even if you have that, only when you have enough money, you can able to live that life of self-esteem. So if I want to tell something to my grandkid, I will say this: learn the fundamentals of finances as early as possible, so that you can save your self-esteem in many places as much as possible. And when you have enough money, you start working towards your passion. When you have enough money, you start thinking about other people. When you have enough money, you start loving what you do, because go and follow your passion is a blind statement. I know it is easy
True.
to say, but people who
True
are
that.
following, beginning of entrepreneurship, the pain, right? What is the level of fire you have to have? But I think when we have the fundamentals right, it's easy to take decisions. I think that will be the story I remember forever, and definitely it will be life changing lesson. Yes.
And so, like, other than finances, what would be a lesson that you would love to give a college going kid, a person who is just going to college, 20 years old, is just going to pass out, like somewhere between 20 to 22? What would be one thing that you would like to tell him, that if you sort this out, except other than finances, if you sort this thing out, your life is gonna be chill. I don't know how much success you're gonna achieve, but your life is gonna be sorted unless and until, like, if you sort this thing out.
Okay. Okay. I mean, to be honest, there won't be single thing, but I can simplify it and say, uh, have the curiosity, to explore things. That is the first thing you have to have, because I'm a biotechnology guy working in an IT industry, running a technology company, and I'm a growth specialist. But if I start my exploring a curiosity within the domain that I have. Today, I might be working with microscopes, DNA, RNA, which is not going to help me in the longer run. So there's nothing wrong in it, but you should have the curiosity. You should not kill the curiosity. And second thing is that have as much as fun as possible during your colleges. It's very important, because when you grow up, right, you will definitely, the life is going to be different, and you are going to miss your college days. So don't take it so seriously. Try to balance your fun and your curiosity. That's very important. And third thing is that learning. Be addicted to learning. Okay. If one thing can save your life is being addicted to learning, because it can be you can addicted to learning through books, you can addicted to learning through videos, you can addicted to learning from industry leaders, you can addicted to any of these good things, so that even you are in the right way, right path or wrong path, it will automatically direct you towards the best possible right ways. Okay. Because I don't know whether most of the time during these college days, right, the biggest question I ask is today and here, I don't know how my future is going to be, where this life is going to take me. This is a huge question we will be having. If you addicted to learning, it is easy to find which is working for us and which is not. So I think this thing will think, and I would recommend, if the person who naturally have the reading habit, will get minimum guarantee of success. Will get a minimum guarantee of success, minimum guarantee of growth. People who have the habit of reading growth books, not the other novels or other books, the growth centric books, definitely they will have minimum guarantee of success.
So this actually prompts me to ask you one more question along this path. You said that if a person has a reading habit of reading growth books, like he she will have a minimum guarantee of success. Like this prompts me to say that this prompts my mind to actually think that you are an avid reader of growth books. So, sir, could you, if I were to ask you a question that if you were to give one book to a person, to every person you met, and that book should be the most life changing book that he or she has ever received, what would be that one book?
The I mean, during the second or third year, I think the one book that changed my life, "Who Will Cry When You Die," book of Robin Sharma. Actually,
Wow.
that's the profound book. Actually, changed my life. Actually, uh, "Who Will Cry When You Die." That was the first book I actually completed, and then Alchemist, that changed my life. Whenever I meet people who love to read, they should start with these kind of books. But initially, I think it is okay to start reading motivational books. But honestly, in the long run, motivational books don't work out. We have to accept the fact, because the motivation will give you temporary pump. Okay, we have to do this. It will come for a week and then it will go away. So in the long run, growth centric books means, I would say, you have to read, you have to choose an industry and go deep into it. Let's say if you're taking a sales, you have to read the books of Zig Ziglar, the sales book, and you have to say how to talk to anyone. So when you choose a specific niche, you have to go deep into that. Even I'm reading personal mastery and autobiography of Yogi. So I mean, so when you start doing that, you have to start going deep into this. I think first book that changed my life is "Who Will Cry When You Die." It is easy to read, but day by day, you have to evolve in the reading process, because motivation will be temporary, but the learning, the skill set, strategies, that will give you more power. Yeah.
Sir, since from the start when I came to know about you, so I read about you on the LinkedIn. So I came to ask such a question that why the name DG Naidu? Sir, why not the other name? Sir, I just wanted to know that.
Uh, So the name is that it's simple. Like actually, particularly, it is taken from Tamil Nadu,
Tamil
the
Nadu,
half of
yeah.
Tamil Nadu, NADU. And since we want to focus into digital, we took Digi from it. And my as I told you, if I can able to see Diginadu, I mean, in the high raising build of US or UK or Australia, that day, I mean, I can able to feel that, okay, I have I mean, I started a homegrown brand. Now the flag is rising in other countries. When I see that, I feel okay, I think that will be a good accomplishment for me. If I make other countries to pronounce an Indian brand name, I think that will be more proud moment for me. So that's the thing.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So I think we would be just moving towards the last questions. Last question, in fact. What would be the mark that Thanga Vel Puhal would like to leave on the face of this planet whenever he, you know, he faces death? What would be your thought on your deathbed? Like, okay, you would be happy, like, okay, I did this, I achieved this, and this is what my dream was. Okay, finally, this is done. Now I can die a peaceful.
The final achievement.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, even yeah, actually, in the recent, I mean, last week I actually met with an accident. I met with a car accident. Literally, it changed my whole thought process towards life. I think I read the post 2 weeks ago. My one of the tire got burst and my car got skidded and rolled twice actually, and it hit the median. And fortunately, by universe grace, I'm here and talking to you people. So even after that accident, I was literally facing the death in front of my face. So at that point of time, I think fame is just a number, success is just a number, whatever the money I have is just a number. Because people, I was going in 108 ambulance to the Trichy government hospital. No, I was thinking all those things through my mind. I was digesting all these things. If one thing that I can able to make my life fulfill is that how many people I have inspired through my life. If someone says, hey, he changed my life, or if particular thought process changed my life, I feel that is the huge achievement for me. I think that is the legacy I want to leave, more than the money, more than the wealth that I want to create. I think during that particular ambulance journey, I would say it was my Buddha moment. It was my Buddha moment where I would say, if my life is a inspiring story or a lesson for some other people, then definitely how many people I have impacted, that will be the biggest thing, I guess. I mean, other than that, I think I'm happy to do that. I think that only that point, during that point of time, after that, I think Aditya reached me. So the moment I get the message, I said, yes, I'm going to give. Because now I'm finding opportunities to share my knowledge and experiences, so that if at least one person get inspired and if his or her life gets changed, I will be the richest person.
Yeah.
Wow, I think so. This podcast, we here with this podcast are trying to achieve something, the same thing. Might be a different perspective, but we are also trying to give every common person knowledge and and a journey like yours, so that they also get inspired. And India being a country of 1.4 billion people, we have got infinite opportunities, and we do require infinite entrepreneurs to actually solve all the problems that the country is currently facing. So with that, I think we would like to end the show. Thanga sir, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And
sir.
It's my
a
pleasure.